I recognize the honourable member for Halifax Needham.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is for the Premier. Yesterday, the Premier told reporters that it is a sad fact that people will be living in tents all winter. If this is a fact, it is only because this government has decided it to be. This government has had ample time to prepare for the inevitability of winter, but have failed to do so. Madam Speaker, this is Nova Scotia. This morning was -2 degrees. Tomorrow will be 0. We know when winter comes. Why is this government refusing to ensure all Nova Scotians have a roof over their head this winter?
I recognize the honourable Minister for Community Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. And certainly we have sensed the urgency. We feel the urgency. This department has been working very hard over the last 2 years to support people experiencing homelessness and living rough. And I would say, you know, we have secured, like I said, a location here in HRM. We have 2 shelters in rural Nova Scotia as well to support certainly people who are experiencing homelessness. We know there's more work to do, Madam Speaker, and we'll continue to do what we can to support people who are living rough or experiencing homelessness. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I recognize the honourable member for Halifax Needham.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And if urgency means a year or 2 waiting, well, that's really not that urgent. Just this past summer, the former Minister of Community Services said that people living in tents was a natural evolution of summertime. And now again, this government is showing that they are content to leave our neighbors out in the cold. An outreach worker with Out of the Cold Community Association warned last winter that the ground is cold, the ground is frozen. I know folks here that have lost their limbs, that have lost their toes. I'm worried that we're going to see loss of life. I'm worried that we're going to see loss of limbs. Does the Premier think that potential loss of life and limbs is also just a sad fact?
I recognize the honourable Minister for Community Services.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. Again, we know that everybody deserves a safe place to live, and we are working very hard as a department and as a government to support certainly our most vulnerable. We continue to look at options for people, and like I've mentioned before, the pallet shelters that are coming, there's 200 for across the province, 100 here in HRM and 100 across the rest of Nova Scotia. We know there's more work to do, Madam Speaker, and we're going to do what we can certainly to support people who are experiencing homelessness and living rough. Thank you, Madam Speaker.